Hello again. We are still in the chapter, present progressive, and we are going to start the lesson, stative verbs. This lesson is different from the all other lessons in this course. You will not be asked to practice this lesson. You just have to listen, and understand the material. This lesson contains a list of verbs that you have to remember, but there is also some sense beyond that. If you'll understand this logic, it will help you remember. So let's start. In English, there are two categories of verbs, dynamic verbs and stative verbs. Dynamic verbs describe things or actions that happen. For example, walking, jogging, watching TV, etc. Stative verbs describe senses, feelings, states, or conditions. For example, snuff, vision, desire, memory, smell, prefer, and so on. So what are we supposed to do with this? A stative verb never gets am, is, or are, plus ing. Even if the time expression is at this moment, present progressive, we express the sentence as if it was in the present simple tense. For example, Danny, smell the food right now. The time expression is right now, and that indicates that the tense is a present progressive tense. The verb smell is a stative verb, and that is why it is wrong to say, Danny is smelling the food right now. The right way to express the action is, Danny smells the food right now. That's the idea. You just need to know and to remember these stative verbs. The full stative verbs list is on our website. At the end of this lesson, you'll be able to visit the website and learn the verbs in that list, but before you do that, there are other things that we have to talk about. There are verbs that can be both dynamic verbs and stative verbs, and this is because they have more than one meaning. The verb be. One option is, you are lazy. You are always lazy. Why the above? Because lazy is your character. The other option is, you are being lazy. Why the above? Because this is momentary situation. It is not your character. Another example, the verb think. I think he is a good boy. Why the above? Because the think action in this case is an opinion. Opinion is kind of emotion or feeling. It is not a dynamic action, so even though I think now, we do not use am, is, or are, plus ing here. We act just as if it was the present simple tense. I am thinking about my work. In this case, the thinking action is not an opinion. It is a dynamic action, therefore, the verb think is not a stative verb. We handle it as present progressive, adding am before the verb, plus ing. The verb have. I have a house. In this case, the verb have describes ownership. I own a house. Ownership is not a dynamic action, therefore, we refer to it as one of the stative verbs. I am having breakfast. In this case, the action is dynamic. I am eating. The verb have, here, is not a stative verb, so we refer to it, in the regular way of present progressive, I am having breakfast now. The verb see. I see him now. I see with my eyes. To see is the sight sense, the verb see is a stative verb, and that's why this acts as if it is the present simple tense. No am, or is, or are, and no ing. I see what you mean. The meaning of the verb see, in this case, is understanding. I understand what you mean. Understanding is a kind of emotion, so this is a stative verb. Here again we act like it was the present simple tense. No am, or is, or are, and no ing. He is seeing her. In this example, the meaning of the verb see is completely different. The meaning here is, he met her. He is in a relationship with her. This is definitely a dynamic action. It is not a stative verb. The verb taste. This food tastes wonderful. This sentence speaks about the taste of the food, and not about some kind of an action that the food is doing. Taste here is a sense. This is definitely a stative verb. I am tasting the food. This sentence describes a dynamic action. I'm tasting the food by eating it. Taste, in this case, is not a stative verb. That's it. Now enter the Grammarland homepage to see the stative verbs list. There's no practicing here. Just read and remember the verbs. Enter the website via the link in the description area below the video. We ask you again to give us a share, like, and to subscribe to our videos. We would also like your feedback in order to help us improve this course. Now, enter our home page via the link in the description area, or enter the next lesson, sentences, via the link at the top of the screen. The Grammarland team wishes you lots of fun and success.